All right, cool. All right, welcome back, YouTube. My name is Theory. I'm back. I'm back and I'm better. Good things happen to people who wait. You understand? Now, let me give you guys an update if you guys haven't been watching the channel. If you watched some videos from the past, you'll realize I seem and look like a completely different person, and I want to tell you that you can do the same thing. Yes. You can do the same thing. It's crazy. I know. Well, I need some water for this. Got my water. All right, so how did I get here, right? So next week I'm gonna fly. Well, I was supposed to go to Rio, but now I'm gonna switch it over to Aruba, and now it's in the air for Puerto Rico because the weather bad. Yada. Right. So how did I get here so fast, so quick? I decided one thing and one thing only: stop giving a fuck. Yeah. I know. It's fascinating what happens when you stop caring. And I don't mean caring as in like, oh, I just don't care about the world, I don't care about this. Stop caring about what people perceive you to be. Yes. If you look at my videos just maybe a month ago or 2 months ago, you'll realize I was like, and discipline allows you to be blah 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 blah. But now I can speak freely. Why is that? Because I have realized the authentic you. Once you start living this authentic version of yourself, life gets better. Because now you realize you don't have to hold back, right? You don't have to stop what you're doing. You don't have to become a version of, right? You just have to be you and become the best version of you. But I'm gonna tell you guys a story, right? Really quick. I'll try not to go on a tangent, but I'll do my best. I can't really do that much, but if you're watching this, you're watching this, okay? So let's get to it. So earlier this year, I had said, I need to change my life. I need to change my life to become the best version of myself, to find a way to get the frick out of this life that I'm living because it was not congruent to what my heart was telling me my life is supposed to be. Why? Why is this happening? So I said, okay, let's sit down. Figure out what is causing the root of all my problems. I promise you, if you sit at the edge of your bed, no TV, no nothing, maybe a piece of paper, right? And you sit there and you say, hey, self, why are we fucking up so much? Why can we not continue to do what we keep saying we're gonna do? Why do we not stay true to our word? Why is that? If you sit there long enough, you will start to become in a state where you just analyze everything. Yeah, because you don't have anything distracting you. You have nothing coming into your ears. You have nothing. So you'll start to realize, what is it that's fucking up my life? What is it I need to change? Because we all know what we need to change, but we're not doing it, right? So at this point, I'm a little bit fat, right? Okay, hold on. So as you can see, I'm not the best physique, I'm alright, nothing crazy. But I'm putting my thing back on because it's cold in here. But at this point, I'm not in the best physique. I'm in a job I freaking hate with a capital H. I can't stand 9 to 5 to save my life. I would rather go bankrupt and go broke than to stay in a 9 to 5. I'm telling you right now. But to each his own. Some people like it, some people don't. I mean, as long as it's giving you purpose and passion and fulfillment, then whatever, right? So I was in my life and I said, I need to get the fuck out of here. I need to find a way to break free from this trap that I have put myself in, because at the end of the day, if you don't realize it by now, every choice, where you are in life right now is a combination of all of your choices stacked against time that's compounded to what your life is now. If you don't make a certain amount of money, it's because you have been doing things that have not given you the abilities and the skills to create a certain amount of money. If you are a certain physique, you have been eating garbage, and over time, you may not see it today, you may not see it tomorrow, you may not even see it 1 month from now, but over time, it all compounds. But So in the beginning of the year, I said, I'm going to go onto a journey again, because I've done this 1,000 times, right? I've done this over and over and over. I've been fat, then got in shape, started making money, then stopped. Get fat, got in shape, start making money, then stop. Get fat, got in shape, start making money, and stop. Every single time. And I had to ask myself, why does this keep happening? Why am I in the endless loop of like becoming so good and I stop? What is it? So if you say that, Ben, you'll start to realize. You start to understand yourself at a degree that you never thought you understand yourself, because once you're self-aware, it's kind of cool. Once you're self-aware, you kind of live a different life now. So I said, what is it that I need to do, or what do I need to remove? Actually, yes. What do I need to remove from my life? Because a lot of people have this misconception of adding things, right? So we want to do like a marathon training or 75 hard or go monk mode, which is all cool if you have the correct foundation, right? But most people don't have the correct foundation, so it never really works, or they can't stick to the plan. So I was asking myself, I said, why can't I stay consistent for a longer period of time? Why is it such a short burst and then done, I'm back to the same? Now I have mastered it, thank God, because now we're here, thank God. But so I said, I need to find a way. So I said, what can I remove from my life? And by removing from my life would make me a better person. So I sat down and said, okay, I'm vaping. That definitely doesn't benefit me. Let's see if we can remove that. Okay, then I have alcohol. That definitely does not benefit me. So let's see if we can remove that. We have women. That definitely didn't benefit me to the the vision I wanted. So we had to remove that. Now those three things, they may not even seem that big because it's so socially acceptable that we are now able, how can I put this video? Because they're so socially acceptable, it doesn't even seem to alarm you. It doesn't even go off in your mind that there is something wrong with what we're doing. So, now, not saying we can't do any of those, because now that you have, once you master your brain, now you can just, on command, just tell yourself stop, or tell yourself to continue doing on. Now I have full conviction and full authority in my body, in my soul, to let myself know that I can do whatever I say. I say in my brain. Like, once I say it, it's done. So now I have to be very careful. Because if I say I'm going to do something, now I have to do it. Right? I say I'm going to make this video, so now I have to do it. Because once you figure out what's causing you to fail over time, it's not what caused you to win. What caused you to fail over time, you can be more consistent, right? So those three things, right? The vaping, the alcohol, and women. Cool. So we cut those out. Now, obviously, you can't cut them all at once, because what is that doing? You're doing too much, too fast, too soon, too quick, okay? You have to take it one step at a time. First was the vapes. Then it was the alcohol. Then it was the women. You understand? So as we continue to become a better version of ourselves, we slowly take away. But by taking away, our focus in our mind allows us to shorten our vision, our peripherals, right? You see all this stuff, but as you take things away, you stop being pulled from one direction, until now it's all lasered in to boom, to you, right? To producing the future and designing the life that you want. This is what I preach, right? Design the life you want. I cannot stand and I cannot fathom when people come to me and they say, well, there's things happen. The first thing you must do is take accountability for your actions and every action that has come after that. Yes. Everything in your life is a direct representation of yourself. But so earlier, I started this journey, right? I'm like, okay, this is gonna be cool. But here it is. Just because you started a journey and you're doing good does not mean bad things will not happen to you. Yeah, I bet you didn't realize that. But just because you start doing good things and you are working on yourself does not mean bad things will not catch up to you, bad things will not happen to you. Okay? So I'll tell you, so as I'm doing this, right, I stopped drinking alcohol. I'm starting to become on my verge to being great, becoming the guy I see in my head, this guy right here in front of you, right? And as I progress, I'm gonna get better and better and better and better. My ability to deliver and everything like that is gonna get astronomically astronomically better. Now, so I'm starting this journey, and it's fantastic. I'm excited. I'm having a blast. I'm working on myself. Like, I feel fulfillment. I'm like, oh wow, I'm going to the gym. I'm losing body fat. You know, my money's, saving up more because now I'm not spending on alcohol. I'm not spending on girls. I'm not going taking out on dates. Like, I'm getting my life together. And guess what? Yeah, just like when there's so much good, there's going to be a bad thing that comes. But this bad thing doesn't mean that you have to accept it, okay? So I decided, hey, you know what? I've been doing good. I just moved into my new apartment. You know what? Let's go out for a drink. So I go out by myself. I go by myself and have a good night. Met a guy there. We go on a party. It's great, cool. I'm going back. Now, keep in mind, I've been going to bed early, so everything is like hitting me. I'm tired. Now, I'm going back. I get pulled over. At this moment, my life felt like, hey, yo, I'm doing everything in my power to become the best version of myself, and you're going to tell me that you're going to slam me? So I go, and they sent me to jail. Yes, for drunk driving. But Avi, thank God I was not drunk driving. So I'm in jail, right? After I think everything is going right, something goes wrong. Now, at this moment, most people budge and they feel like, well, if things are going so bad for me, I just have to accept my fate that I am not that person. Maybe I'm not supposed to be that person, right? But these things right there are what really defines you and controls who you believe you are and what determines your destiny and what determines your character. First of all, I have no clue which way to look for the camera. Anyways, so this right here was a pivotal moment. I could have taken it and say, look at me trying to be the best version of myself. And this is what they send me? Like, this is what is this what God wants? Right? But sometimes we need a certain outside force to really push us, right? Right? Because sometimes you might have to have the same lesson repeated to you over and over and over and over and over again. And sometimes those lessons are not strong enough, so you have to go with a deeper and harder and more fierce lesson. So that was my lesson, right? Sent me to jail. Now I'm fighting court cases. Imagine this. I am trying to be the best version of myself, and now I'm in court. In a suit, just, how do you plead? Not guilty. But, obviously. But luckily, as I was developing myself, now my money was being saved. So now I can afford a lawyer and everything like that. So, thank God, right? So now I can afford a lawyer and everything like that. So, it doesn't even matter. But most people, under that pressure, would fold and be like, oh, my life is ruined. I can't do this. Like, what? But how you perceive things really matters. How you interpret the world really matters. If you take every bad thing as it is, it will be a bad thing. But I took it as a lesson. I took it as a blessing. Instead of me asking myself, because even when they sent me to, what's it called, the alcohol class. So I'm sitting in the class and I'm just over here like, I don't belong here, bro. I'm starting a business. I'm meeting entrepreneurs. I'm getting my life in order. Like, why am I here? But sometimes you also need to hear it from other people's perspectives on like how they got there. Sometimes you just need to hear that it's going to be okay. Sometimes you just need to hear that other people go through the same shit or worse and still are able to bounce back. Yes. And granted, no one knew this was even happening because it was such a embarrassment. I remember I had to call my friend and be like, hey, so I got arrested last night for a DUI. Now, granted, I didn't get charged with DUI because luckily I'm still smart. I'm not going to tell you what to do on this camera because, I'm not a lawyer, so don't take anything from me. But in the event of a DUI, there's certain things you could do if you ever get pulled over. But I digress. So this moment right here. So I said, okay, something in my life needs to change astronomically, much more, with much more passion, right? So I started this in October. It is December. It's about to be January. What is it? December? It's after Christmas. So this is the day after Christmas. So December 26th. I started this whole process. The DUI happened in February. I didn't start this business until October to really push myself to the next level, right? To get myself out of the job I hate, right? And keep in mind, I do have sales background, so I have the ability to speak. I have the ability to persuade. I have the ability to articulate my words in a concise manner to get my thought across, because that's my job prior. But this job right now was a government contract job, which now, 3 months later, after starting and starting to implement this life change and starting to like take what's in my brain to show the different perspective to other people, 3 months later, I'm able to quit my job. Quit my job and do this full time, which absolutely ecstatic, because now I get to help as many people as possible. As many people as possible, because I am willing to take an investment on myself. So ask yourself, when bad things happen, regardless of you doing the good things, do you fold under pressure? Do you allow it to define your character? Do you allow it to define your destiny, your life? Or do you take it as a lesson to become the better version of yourself? This is what you have to do, because life will always be, there's a saying, life be lifing. Yes, every single year, I tell you, every single year, something happens. I kid you not. Every single year. There was one time I'm driving down to go home, fell asleep, 90 into a tree, broke my arm paralyzed. What the fuck? Just shit keeps happening. But how you are able to see reality and understand that everything is going to be okay as long as my brain and my mind is sharp. Okay? Right? As long as your brain and your mind is sharp, I can get evicted right now. It should be fine. I can get sent to jail right now and be fine. I don't want to, but these are things that you have to understand. So ask yourself, what are you doing right now to create the life that you want? To become the best version of yourself? This is what I do. All I do is I try to take what's in my head, my life experiences, portray them to this camera, portray it on Instagram, YouTube, and everything like that, to help men who's been in similar positions, right? To help men to realize that anything is possible if you set your mind to. If you believe with absolute conviction and with absolute determination in your heart, you can become the man you say you want to be, or the woman. You can become the person. You can become the person if you actually believe it in your mind to be true. But you must believe it to be true, or else that self-belief will be destroyed by the environment, by your friends, by your family. But I leave you guys here. As always, ciao.